Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Gyro here. Yes, I sound a lot better when I'm not on camera because my desk microphone is better than my headset. In this video I would like to answer the question if island expeditions leveling is more XP efficient versus the amount of time you're putting into it when compared to other methods of leveling. In this case we will be comparing to your classic normal questing, even when questing is augmented by and sped up by Azeroth Autopilot add-on. If you're unfamiliar with Azeroth Autopilot add-on, please feel free to take a look at the channel, and there would be one of the recent videos is the one where I was talking about the add-on in a little bit more detail, even though it's very simple. So in this particular case, as you can see, I am not claiming that this is a very kind of precise, I suppose, math, but I certainly did make an effort a little bit here, as you can see, of some math to put it in front of you on the screen. We are testing within level range of 113 to 114. This is the level range for my character right now, and this is obviously an island expedition, and as the overlay suggests, this is what I baseline as a virtual best case scenario. It means that if you were tremendously lucky, or if you are in a group with a friend who can just make it speed it up for you, this friend, or just lucky coincidence, would put you into the group with a level 120 who also knows what they're doing and who is reasonably geared, who is obviously doing it just to farm a little bit of Azerite. So in our case it was an enhancement shaman who was within the item level range of about 450, 460. I did inspect him at some point. I don't know if it's caught on camera within this interval, but as you can see in this best case scenario, he just runs ahead, rallies up groups of mobs who are primarily melee, but he dealt with casters as well, and then he kills them very quickly and very easily with AoE or with whatever it is he's doing. And we, as leveling toons in heirloom gear and who are very squishy, best thing you can do is just run after him, not pull anything and not hit anything until he hits it, and you just collect Azerite nodes and anything like that while he's doing the killing. That's it. I was lucky enough to be in the group with this same guy twice, because I queued subsequently very quickly and we had exactly the same effect. So here in this video I'm showing to you only these 5 minutes of this run, but I had effectively like 10 to 11 minutes of this, because we did these runs back to back with this shaman. So in this best case scenario, which is precisely timed in a timer above at the top of the screen, as you can see, it will be timed at 5 minutes 20. I've rounded it up to 6 minutes just to make it a little bit easier, plus there is a little bit of waiting time involved, which often is more than 1 minute, but again, we're not trying to be crazy precise here, right? So in this best case scenario, you will see very soon when this little fragment, and I deliberately didn't edit it in any way, it goes end to end, but it's only 6 minutes of your time. So stick around for further insights as we progress through this video, and I will be showing to you various examples of this leveling. After this one, when we conclude how much we have earned, we're going to take a look at how much would you make in experience, obviously, how much would you make as a character who has to do questing and who is led by and sped up by Azeroth Autopilot add-on. Stick around. So in these boosted conditions, we made a little bit short of 300,000 experience. 298,158. That is how much experience we've made within these 6 to 7 minutes, not trying hard at all, literally being carried. Now we are obviously looking at normal questing, and in this it is virtually a best case or kind of mid-range case scenario, I would say, aside from this very awkward beginning of this fragment that I started recording, but decided not to edit it out to make it more real for you. I pulled too much. I'm not a bear, I'm a cat, and I died. But I decided to keep this fragment in deliberately to show you that this is probably what you're experiencing in questing occasionally if you pull too much, although you probably shouldn't, you should avoid doing this. But in my case, it pushed me back by maybe 30 seconds. It's not a big deal. But to accommodate for this and to make sure that this appears still fair, I am, as you can see, updating the numbers on the screen, and I am allowing, so in this case we are comparing to a slightly larger time frame. We are comparing to 6 to 7 minutes. So we're comparing to 6 to 7 minutes interval because I allowed a little bit of that leeway for my death. But if you noticed on the screen before, when the island expedition base case scenario was finishing, I said 6 minutes roughly, but actually the timer was saying 5 minutes 20 seconds. So if you want to be very, very precise there, but I am not pushing for that. Now, what's to be said about questing? With Azeroth Autopilot, you really don't have to do much thinking. It literally takes you from one spot to another. Yes, you need to do the flying, so of course you have to factor in that there is travel time involved, and in island expeditions virtually there is no travel time. So Azeroth Autopilot picks up all quests for you unless you have changed the settings in it and you don't want it to do that, but that is really counterproductive as far as you making the best use of the add-on, in my opinion, is concerned. So in this case, Azeroth Autopilot picks up quests, turns in quests, points you in the right direction where to go next. So it does everything it can for you. What also makes this virtually one of the best case scenarios for questing is that I started the time, as you can see, when I've already picked up a bunch of quests that don't make me travel far in order to complete them. That makes it the best case scenario. I had quite a few, 5 I believe, quests to do in this exact area. All I needed to do was just run around this little beach area and kill seagulls and pick up fishing rods and, you know, do all that kind of stuff. And then I ran back to the quest giver. We obviously have to acknowledge the fact that in questing, in normal questing, this best case scenario will be probably alternated quite handsomely by moments when you do need to travel, when you do need to do one objective, then travel a bit, then do another objective, then travel back, and maybe occasionally you'll die if you pull too much, which hopefully doesn't happen to you. So again, this contributes to non-precise kind of picture, but still I believe that these numbers are indicative enough to be helpful for you. So once again, I will shut up a little bit and let these 6 to 7 minutes finish, and we will conclude our findings. We will talk again once this questing little gap is finished. Stick around. Alright, we're about to turn in the quests, and you can see that I'm also using the additional experience buff with the potion. And now we're turning this stuff in and concluding that we gained less experience, 227,724. Yes, I'm not very good with numbers, as you figured out. So I would also have to say here that it's much easier for you to be in that best case scenario of questing, if you know what I mean. So it's much more common for you to be led by Azeroth Autopilot into the situation where you have a bunch of quests, you efficiently do them, you complete them, you get your experience, you don't die like me, and you keep carrying on. Right now, however, I'm showing to you something a lot more common that all of us have seen many cases, in many cases, many situations. It's the worst case scenario slash semi-normal case scenario for island expeditions. You want to level, but there is no guarantee that you will be in a group of equally leveled people like you, 113, 114, 115 levels, and the time frame will extend from 5 minutes to 20 plus to 30 or something. I think this actual fragment that I'm not showing you fully is about 30 minutes long. Experience before, it doesn't matter, never mind. Experience after, never mind, because it's evident that you will be wasting time. It's a bit of a lottery with island expeditions when you're not guaranteed to have a carry, or when you're not guaranteed to at the very least have a friend who you know they know what they're doing and they are coordinating with you, they're hitting the same mob as you are, you don't have to be on your own, they don't just wander off. So that is something that definitely is worth pointing out. Like on the right hand side right now, I'm just going to use a chance and introduce some extra content that's coming up very soon on this channel, which will be my attempt of 4 masks of Horrific Vision of Stormwind Run. It seems a little bit off the cuff and it seems a bit unrelated to the content of this video, but my regulars, who you are most welcome to become, they know that this staple kind of content of this channel are Horrific Visions, and this is to reassure them that I'm thinking of them and I'm continuing to push in the background and trying to produce more content in regards to casual progression within Horrific Visions, where I'm not overgearing content. So this video is coming to you very soon, my friends. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't despair if you think that I'm now deviating too far from Horrific Visions that you did subscribe for. And to conclude this video, it's not going to be a digital imagery or something like that. Additionally, I think we've done a lot of overlays, sufficient amount of overlays in this video already. I would say if you are playing something that doesn't solo well, for example, a healing spec priest, I would say that island expeditions could be beneficial for you, especially with the experience boost that is currently available to us and heirlooms. I'd say that you will benefit more. But if you are a class that solos well, then I'd say install Azeroth Autopilot and quest like I did on this druid. Yes, it's a second druid that I'm leveling right now and who is already to 120, and that will be a more experience efficient way to level.